welcome back to my channel. You know that most of my videos revolve around Dollar Tree supplies. I love Dollar Tree, but I like making other stuff. A lot of the DIYs that I make them for my house, knowing that they may last a season, they may last a year, they may last a week. So keeping that in mind, I do have to make things in a certain way where I can take them apart and reuse the stuff. But today, I am gonna be making some more higher quality stuff that you would probably find at a store, but you're not, because I'm making it right here. And obviously we're gonna be using more than just Dollar Tree supplies. With that said, I do wanna let you guys know that this video is sponsored by Supermaker and the author Jamie Schmidt. And you guys, I really am looking forward to telling you guys a little bit about this book here in a little bit. But if this is your first time here, you guys, welcome. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I would love it if you guys became part of the DIY family by subscribing to my channel and hitting the bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. All right, let's get on to the first DIY and then I'll tell you guys a little bit about Supermaker. For this first DIY, which I absolutely love, I will be using a wooden heart, not to be confused with my stone cold heart. This one is from Michaels and it's $2.99, and there was a 20% coupon on. I feel like if you go to the website now, you might be able to find that. I've had it in my stockpile for several years, so I am painting it with some Behr Ultra White paint. This is just a sample paint, either from Lowe's or Home Depot. I don't remember who carries Behr paint, but I feel like this type of paint just gives your crafts a higher quality. And the whole purpose of this video, because of the sponsorship, I'm showing you guys how to make stuff that's going to be long lasting and even stuff that you can turn around and sell. You make me nervous. I think I might be hooked on you. Taking my square and a Dollar Tree glass marker. You guys can use any type of marker that you want. You can use any color. I'm just using it in black, and I'm using the square so that I can put the lines on there pretty straight. And as you guys can see, I'm lining it up to the edge, and then I also lined it up to the bottom to begin with, just to have my lines as straight as possible. Once that's done, I am going to be taking a sanding block and then just distressing those lines a little bit so that they're not too bold and shiny. I did attach a hook to it, and these you can find at Walmart. At least that's where I found them. And then to add the Dollar Tree element, I am going to be taking these rub-on transfers that I just recently got in my last haul. They're super easy to put on there. Just cut them out and then put them on to the piece of whatever you're going to put them on, rub them, and then take the little peel thing off. Said to me, it seems like you like me too. We can take it slow, make sure we do this right. Canceled all my plans. This is where I feel I should have left it alone, but I started adding little lines on it. I don't know why. I feel like it needed something. You guys tell me what you think. Is it better with or without the lines? With you tonight. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think I'm actually in the middle of reading this book called Supermaker, and it's by Jamie Schmidt. Dude, I feel like this book was literally speaking to me, like reading about myself in this book. And I was up pretty late last night and I got about, I don't know, almost halfway through the book. I've been kind of skimming through it, just looking at the different chapters, what it's about. If you guys are crafters, obviously you are, because you're here and watching DIY videos. I know most of you might do this as a hobby, but I know there's some of you out there that do it to turn around and sell your creations, whether you have Etsy shops, your own websites, or you guys just kind of market yourself on social media. I believe the book comes out September 8th, but you guys can pre-order your copies now, and I'll be sure to link down below. So a little bit about Jamie. She is actually the founder and creator of Schmidt's Naturals, and if you guys haven't heard of it, it's a brand that's pretty much sold all over the place, like Target, Walmart, CVS. She actually started creating her own stuff in her very own kitchen, to farmers markets, to local mom and pop shops, to freaking Walmart, to actually selling the entire brand and making a 9-figure profit. In this book, she tells you a little bit about her background, but she also provides tools for you guys to have a successful crafting business on your own terms. She talks about her mistakes, tools to take you out of your comfort zone, tools to make sure that you're marketing yourself correctly on social media like Facebook, Instagram, all of that. So in chapter 5, she talks about minding your own business. And this is something that I struggle with so much on this platform, just because there's so many channels like my own that sometimes I can't help, what the competition's doing, and for her to kind of share her experiences with that. And it's okay to protect what you're working for, and it's okay to be upset when there's copycats out there that are trying to take your hard work. Learning to look past that and minding your own business and focusing on your own stuff to make sure that it is successful and not really worry about what everybody else is doing, because that's their business. That chapter is my chapter. All right, guys, so this is a little glimpse of this book, Supermaker by Jamie Schmidt. Link down below. I would highly suggest it. So this DIY is probably one of my favorite DIYs that I've ever done, and I am using this leftover piece of paneling that I got from Home Depot. I did use this on my kitchen, and I still have another piece left over. I'll also be using a couple of these 1x2 piece boards, and they're 8 feet long. They're also from Home Depot, and I think they were like $1 something. I know they were under $2, and I'm just going to measure them out, and I am going to be nailing those to the top of the board. So for the frame, inside of the frame, I'm using, I think it's like 1/4 inch, and these come in about 3 feet long pieces. They are with the wood. I don't know what they're called. I did use 2 of those, and then the Dollar Tree family sign. So you could definitely glue these together, but just because I hate waiting for stuff to dry like paint and glue, I am using some nails on the corners, and I'm using 2 nails because if I only use one, it's going to kind of rotate on me. So I want to make sure that it's on there nice and firm. So I obviously used a saw to cut the wood, and I do have it linked down below. And then I did the same thing with the smaller frame, just added 1 nail onto the corners of it.
You make me anxious. I think I might be stuck on you. I love the things you did for me. It seems that so
I'm just making sure to dust it all off. That way it's nice and smooth when I stain it. And I am going to be using this wood stain in Special Walnut. It's the same one that I used for my desk area, same one that I used for my kitchen shelves. And I like keeping things similar, kind of go with a theme, especially if they're going to be in the same area. And I love this color. I just think it's so nice, and I don't know, it just gives it a really nice high-end look.
No need to rush, so let's just take our time. Dropping everything, 'cause you're stuck on my mind. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be. Oh, we were meant to be. Oh, we were meant to be. Oh, we were meant to be. So just sit with me, talking through the night until the morning, building chemistry.
I wanted to make sure everything's nice and even, so I'm just measuring out the spaces in between and where I'm going to glue it. And you'll notice that I'm not going to be using any wood glue, just because it takes quite a bit of time for it to dry completely, or not completely, but even for me to be able to move on to the next step. Before I get onto that part of gluing down, I am going to be using this Rust-Oleum black textured spray paint for the wooden family sign from Dollar Tree. And to glue stuff down, like I mentioned, I won't be using wood glue or hot glue because we want this to be, on that high-end scale and make it durable. this spot right here, I was actually going to paint black and I was going to do the lettering in white, but my husband didn't like that thought. So anyway, I will be using the Star Bond super glue, which is really, really strong. And you know, I already made a sign and used this to glue a wooden piece to it, so I think it's fine. And I did add some heavy weight on there just to make sure that it stays put. So after it's nice and painted, I am going to go in there with a sanding block and just sanding the edges on it just to give it a little bit of like a highlight or like an outline on it. And then it's already a flat color, it's like textured, but just to give it a more distressed look, I am going to sand over the entire surface.
By the end of our talk, I'm feeling just fine. You and I will always know where we belong. This ain't no ordinary love we got going on. I'll pick you up in my 59 Ford. We head on down the road until we get bored. Just you and me. Sun and the wind. If the rain should start falling, we'll head on home again. Everybody else can see where we belong. Oh, ain't no ordinary love we got going on. At the end of the world, together forever is one, and I'll wait if ever you should be in doubt, and I'll pray.
On this one, I am using some black Dollar Tree wire, and I'm clipping it at the end with a clamp or a clip or whatever this thing is so that my beads don't slide off. And these are beads from Amazon that I also have linked below. And I use a total of 5 sizes. One size, like the biggest one, I'm only going to use one of the beads. But you guys decide if you do make this, you know, just do the pattern that you want. But I went like from small to big, back down to the small. And once they're all on there, I am going to slide them towards the center of the wire, and then taking the 2 ends, I'm going to twist it up, and I'm going to put more beads on the bottom, kind of like a rosary. And then at the end, I am going to attach a cross. And the cross that I'm using, I actually got it from Totally Dazzled, which I will also link down below for you guys. I use those crosses. They're so pretty, and they're definitely a glam style. I use them for my daughter's baptism decorations, and I still have quite a bit of them in my stockpile. But again, I will link Totally Dazzled down below. And then I know I'm still doing stuff here, but that cross, I am going to take the clip off and then also spray paint it with that same black textured spray paint.
I know if ever we'll be led astray, that I'll find my way back home to you again.
And this is again another split decision that I made, and I don't know if I should have just left it how it was, but I took a sanding block and I just took off some of that paint to have some of those little diamonds, or not, obviously they're not diamonds, but those little jewels to shine through. So these were actually inspired by the big family sign that I made that's below them, and I wanted to make something that was meaningful to the whole family. So I made these initial boxes using these Dollar Tree signs, and these are just like the Valentine's Day signs. I think they come in like 3 like attached together, and I only used 2 of them, and I used these paint stir sticks that are from Amazon that I have linked down below, and I just basically cut into a perfect square. They were about 4 1/4 inches, and I cut all of the paint stir sticks to size, and I used the same wood stain. Again, I like to keep the theme going, you know, just everything's going to be in the same room sort of, so I want it to kind of go together really well. After cutting these out into my squares, I realized that you can take the backing off of it, and sometimes it comes off really easily and sometimes it does not. So you guys decide whether you want to keep it or not. It's going to face the wall, so I don't really care. And then using the same bare paint, I'm going to paint all of these, and I go in different directions because doing that, it gives it like a textured look and it almost makes it look like canvas. Okay, so now I'm just going to put all of my pieces together, and I cut them a certain way to fit onto these little squares, but I wasn't paying attention when I was gluing them, so you might see that they're a little off and they don't align perfectly on the sides, but it's okay. So yeah, I went in there with 2 layers of the super glue because it does absorb like the first layer, and that super glue is really, really strong. I really do recommend you guys use something like this if you don't use wood glue, and again, this is linked down below. And after that, I am going to be using these Dollar Tree stickers, and I actually, if I had like a vinyl maker or like a Cricut, I would probably make those, but actually to make these look a little bit more high end, I took that sanding block once again and I just kind of scored it, and it makes it look a little more distressed and like it blends in with the back.
I set myself aside, lead the way on this trial. If you don't know the way, we can stop and make a change. I know we walk for days, losing hope, fading love. This night will be okay, waking up to another day.
For this one, I'm taking a leftover piece of laminate flooring that we used on our floor, and I'm gonna use this. Yeah, so I actually cut off the lip and then I sanded it down, and I sanded it a little bit on the top also to take some of that shine away. Obviously, I don't expect you guys to have laminate flooring just laying around, but you know what? One piece of laminate flooring is actually pretty inexpensive, depending on what you get, $1, $2. Or you could use regular wood as well. I have a hard time speaking. And I'm taking one of these Dollar Tree vases, some greenery that you see blowing on the side there, and one of these little hook thingies. Also from Dollar Tree, these are in the automotive section. Now, you guys can see I went ahead and painted that black with the same black spray paint that I've been using for all the other things, and then also using this ultra matte white for the vase. And you guys, if you haven't bought the nozzle yet for your spray paint cans, what are you waiting for? They are amazing. I do have them linked down below as well.
Aside, lead the way on this trial. If you don't know the way, we can stop and make a change. I know we walk for days, losing hope, fading love. This night will be okay, waking up to another day.
Alright, my hooks
book's up, my jar's painted, and I was gonna add some more of these little words on there, but I don't know if I was gonna overdo it with the decals or not. I just left it as is, but then when I hung it on the hook, it did look a little bare, so I ended up using a bead garland that I made in a previous video, and then also used some of that Dollar Tree greenery.
Wish that I could stay. Wish for this moment to never go away. But it's all in my mind. And though I know that there is nothing to find, you're a beautiful sight in the summer night. And you can't put up a fight in the misty light. You roaming the streets all alone.
Alright guys, so that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and then also for sticking through that little spiel on the book Supermaker. Again, I feel like this book is going to be really awesome read. If you did enjoy this video, I would love it if you guys gave me a thumbs up. I don't know why I always do this with my hands. I feel like I can't keep my hands still. I would love it if you guys gave me a thumbs up. Leave me your comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Thinking about what your life came to be. You're a beautiful sight in the summer night. And you can't put up a fight in the misty light.